Well, Laura in Sheffield sends me a message and says she believes Corbyn has become the glove puppet of Keir Starmer and Emily Thornberry. And, well, you know, Laura, this Labour Party is very much more the Labour Party of Islington than it is of Isloin. Let's go to Damien, who's a new caller in Barnstable. Good evening, Damien.
Good evening, Nigel. Very nice to speak to you at last.
Welcome.
The message you just read out, I think Jeremy Corbyn is being used as a puppet. He's being forced into saying these things. He doesn't actually want to say them outright, so he's sort of going round the outside of it and saying, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's not just Labour MPs, but I think also Conservative and Lib Dems. They're completely going against what the people voted for. I've been a Labour supporter for most of my life. I voted to remain, but I wasn't sure which way I was going to vote until 5 minutes before I walked into the ballot box, because part of me bought into Project Fear, but at the time I worked for the NHS, so I thought, okay, yeah, the extra money for the NHS, obviously I could see that needs a cash injection. But I just honestly, since then, I've realised that Project Fear was, well, I can't swear, I see so rubbish.
No, you can't. You mustn't. Well, Project Fear's never stopped, though, Damien, has it? I mean, Project Fear still goes on today. I mean, tell me, you said you've been a Labour supporter most of your life. Can you see yourself voting Labour now?
Oh, God, no. No, never in a million years. To be honest with you, since the Brexit part, well, I got sick of the whole debacle with Brexit and everything, and since the Brexit Party started, I sort of got a little bit interested, started watching some of your videos on YouTube, and then as a result of that, I've started listening to LBC. I've never listened to LBC before.
Oh, wow.
So it's, to be honest, I just want to get out. I just want us to get out of here.
I tell you what, Damien, let's just get out and get on with the rest of our lives, shall we?
Precisely.
Damien, you are a convert. You are a Remainer who's come to the other side and to LBC, which is wise. Damien, I thank you. I'm going to move on to Kevin, who's a new caller, lives in Hayling Island. Good evening, Kevin.
Oh, good evening, Nigel.
So, what do you make of Mr. Corbyn today? I mean, they're going to back Remain if the Tories are in power in a second referendum.
I'm so disgusted with that front bench of the Labour Party. Let's face it, it's like a remake of Thunderbird's gone wrong, isn't it?
I don't know.
Absolute joke, the Labour Party. I've never seen anything like it in all my life. And what I have done, Nigel, I've actually cancelled my union fees to UNICEF. I've actually filled in a form and sent it off to pay it to the Brexit Party instead. Stuff them.
Really? So Kevin, you've really had enough, haven't you?
Oh, you think I'm what the northern people call a southern softie? But I've had enough, because just imagine if I'm angry, what are they?
Kevin, are there many other paid-up trade union people that you know that are feeling the same way that you are?
A few, yeah. There's a few of us said, oh, that's it. Jebby come and came off, well, I didn't say sit on the hedge or the fence, he's sitting on the bloody hedge, isn't he?
Well, I tell you what, if he's losing people like you, and if the trade union movement don't have the ammunition to give them over 80% of their income, then it's not a good day for Corbyn and Labour. Kevin, thank you for that very, very interesting call. Peter says they're like the Liberal Democrats. All they want to do is remain and completely turn their backs on the vote to leave. I think they will get punished at the polls. Peter, I think they will get devastated at the polls. If you just look at the number of seats in South Wales, the Midlands, the north of England, with big Leave majorities where people feel this very, very strongly, they are being betrayed by the Labour Party, even worse than Conservative leaders were by Theresa May. That's my view. David on Facebook says, I'm glad Corbyn is the opposition leader. Think how much harder life would be if Labour had a good leader. Steve says, Brexit Party from now on, especially after these comments from Labour. Kevin on YouTube says, Corbyn has gone for Remain. His front bench have told him they don't want to lose their jobs. Well, Kevin, I know that they think they're going to lose a huge number of votes to the Lib Dems, and maybe in some areas they will, but I do actually think it's losing votes to the Conservatives or the Brexit Party that is a much bigger problem for them. Tony says, and this is what I think, Labour are bonkers as 5 million Labour voters actually voted to leave. This is political suicide. And Tony, that is what I think. Let's go to a Labour heartland and speak to a new caller from Llanelli called Roger. Good evening, Roger.
Good evening, Nigel. How are you doing? You okay?
I'm doing okay. So, you know, the Labour Party now almost all the way towards Remain. You're there from a Labour area, but also a Leave area. How do you feel, Roger?
Absolutely appalled and disgusted with the Labour Party. Have been for many years, to be quite honest. I've never been a Labour voter. I've never been a Conservative voter either. The whole thing is, I was brought up in a Labour household. My parents were from the coal mining industry, hard men, Labour men. And if my grandfather was alive today, he would be horrified to see what the Labour Party has become. And I think it's time that people realise this is no longer the Labour Party. This needs to rebrand to what it actually is, which is the Momentum Party. It's being run by hardline communist student types, and they have taken this party over internally. They've infiltrated the party. You know, we've got to look at Corbyn's record. He's got a 40-year record of voting against the EU, and all of a sudden he makes an announcement to say he's going to vote to Remain. You know, come on, something's going on here.
Well, I think, Roger, the truth of it is that Corbyn fears that unless he does that, they will oust him as leader because this Momentum lot and the North London aristocracy of the Labour Party, they're the ones really in control. That's why Roger has done it. How much damage is Labour becoming a Remain party going to do to their vote in places like Llanelli?
Well, let's look at the results of the referendum by constituency. 148 Labour constituencies voted to leave, and only 84 voted to remain. I think the future's on the cards for Labour. You know, people are going to look at this and think, "Hang on now, where's the democracy gone in this?" You know, that's a huge margin, Nigel.
Yes,
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it leaves the door wide open for yourself and the Brexit Party. By the way, we've met several times in the past. I met you at the Question Time filming in Llanelli 2 years ago.
Oh, gosh, yes, I remember that.
I met you after the show outside. I don't know whether you remember. We had a quick chat about fishing.
We did. I've got you. Yes, I've got you.
Remember?
I do. I remember talking about fishing. Absolutely.
I was up in Merthyr Tydfil recently. Myself and my wife are big supporters of the Brexit Party and will remain so until Downing Street.
Right. Okay, good man. Thank you very much.